Good afternoon, customers of Knowhere Games and Comics. It's me, Matthias, with the always wonderful Richard Robello, here to talk to you about the final order cutoffs that are going to be due this Monday. If you're not familiar with the concept of final order cutoff, that's something we as retailers get to deal with every Monday. It is our last chance to adjust any order numbers for comics that we'll be getting 3 weeks out. So these will be comics that need to get our finalized orders in by Monday, October 14th, for books that will be released 3 weeks after that, which in this case is going to be on November 6th. We're double checking these facts. But if you guys want to play along and, get your orders in, this is the perfect chance for you to choose specific covers you might want, get on these books that might be really, really hot and sell out quick, and guarantee that you get whatever cover you want, whatever quantity you want. You want 50 copies of the upcoming Amazing Spider-Man number 33? Tell us by Monday, and I can guarantee that you're not going to have to fight with everyone to get it off the shelf. I can honestly say from Richard, who does this every week, that it is a great way. I mean, do you ever really miss anything this way?
Nope. I almost missed it this week, though.
Yes.
But that was internet delays.
But yeah, so if you want to play along, you can go to previewsworld.com/final orders due, and you can see a full list of everything that's on final order cutoff for this Monday. We need to have our orders finalized by 8 p.m. on Monday Pacific Standard Time, so just give us a heads up. We will have those books in for you, and we can guarantee that you will be getting them in 3 short weeks on November 6th. So we'll have a comment, or in the comment section we'll have a link, or George Sangster, our wonderful ally from the comments, might get that link directly available for you there where you can click it. Oh wow, he's on it. Oh, George is awesome. So yeah, you can click on the link there, play along, and look at all the options. If you guys want anything, feel free to give us a call, comment in the thread below. You can send us a message at Knowhere Games and Comics on any of our social media, really. Email us at knowheregamesandcomics.com, or swing by the store and tell us, hey, I want that one cover that I heard Richard talking about that looked really cool. Please have a little bit more specific detail than that.
That one cover by that guy for that company. So,
without further ado, shall we dive into the fun?
Definitely.
All right, let's start off with Boom Studios, as they're at the top of the list. They have some new ones coming out this week. BB Free is a new all-ages title about a young girl who has a radio show in her little swamp town, but she is destined to be the chosen one. Looks like it'll be a fun all-ages book. A 12-issue series coming out in just 3 weeks. Of course, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is going to be doing its crossover with the Hellmouth and has some beautiful covers, so if you want specific covers, get that. I'm personally going after the bunny outfit one. But the big one I want to talk about is Magicians. I know a lot of you guys watched the television series Magicians, read Lev Grossman's amazing book series. I love The Magicians. It's awesome. It's Harry Potter in college. It could not get better. Even if you've never read the books or watched the show, it is an awesome concept. Wizards in college having all sorts of crazy parties and fun. So here's the interesting twist. The new comic series Magicians that Lev Grossman is plotting and co-writing is actually set with the newest generation of kids at Break Bill's Academy or College for Wizardry. So it's going to be a 5-issue miniseries. It looks awesome. A whole new cast of characters, so it doesn't tag you down or hang you by any of the previous information from the Magicians TV series or books. But if you like that, you're going to love this. And it pushes forward. I'm sure there will be references to the class that we are dealing with that are the main protagonists of the books and the TV series. But either way, I am super hyped on this. I just want to see some magicians making, bootleg moonshine and, having crazy magical frat parties again.
And I'm sure George could give you his opinion in the comments there. I know he's a big fan of it as well. So.
Yeah, as long as there's no spoilers. I still haven't seen the last episode of the most recent season.
In fact, he's just requested to be added, so we'll get you on that.
Yeah, all right, George. That's exactly how it works. And there's 2 beautiful covers on there, so if you want both or one specific one, just give us a heads up. Moving on, there's, of course, some later printings of things like Hellmouth #1 is getting its 3rd printing. Once in Future is getting its 7th printing of #1. So if you want those, give us a heads up, because we still have first printings. You don't need to worry about that. But if you like the cool new cover art on those later printings, give us a heads up. We'll get it for you. And then, do you want to talk about your favorite, new Soviet stale?
Yeah, Strange Skies over East Berlin. Issue #2 is coming out. This is the FOC for that. So this will be picking up when we have the protagonist Herring. He's undercover and he's got himself into a secret bunker trying to figure out what it was that fell out of the sky. So really curious and eager to find out what that is and see how this story progresses and if he's going to be caught by his nemesis Kiner. So looking forward to this one. It's a great read. Definitely feels like kind of like if X-Files were set in old,
in the
East
Soviet,
Berlin and Soviet
yeah.
block. So
yeah, it was an exciting thing. I mean, it's a unique setting that we don't often get to see. I really loved it. If you haven't read it, pick up the first issue. We still have first printings of that available. And then, get in your orders for issue number 2 because it was a really good mystery. I kind of want to see where it goes. I really want to see where it goes, especially if you like the most recent season of Stranger Things. Like it was it was that obvious Soviet like evil,
which they've been teasing as well. And the artwork in it is fantastic as well. So come in. There's a couple on the shelf still. Pick up issue 1 if you like it. Definitely get issue 2 before the cutoff.
Yeah, Dark Horse has some things. Not too much I feel we need to go over. Black Hammer has a 3 for $1 deal. So if you've ever been interested in Black Hammer, we're going to definitely order some of those. But we can always set one aside for you. 3 Black Hammer stories for just $1. Good way to go with Jeff Lemire. New series Crone. About an old woman doing the fighting thing.
It's like Samurai Grandma.
Yeah, there you go. With a little bit of Hellboy toning. Yeah.
Yeah.
DC's got some bigger ones. First off, for $1, Flashpoint #1, one of the biggest changes that the DC Universe ever faced started in the Flashpoint storyline. You can grab that comic for $1. You get to see all sorts of crazy stuff. Awesome Barry Allen story, written by Jeff Johns. Can't go wrong for $1. I mean, I know you're the big proponent of all the $1 books.
Dollar books are great. Flashpoint is like one of the crucial plot points, one of the bigger ones for Flash in a long time.
Yeah.
So definitely get on that. If you're familiar with and a fan of the show, you've seen the Flashpoint kind of teased in that. So
yeah, you have a friend who watches the Flash TV series but isn't reading comics yet. $1.
Why are they
$1, you can get them into comics. Yeah. But moving on that one, all sorts of big ones. Another big one I really want to stress on this one is Genlock. If you're a fan of the Rooster Teeth animated series, you already know Genlock. This is new stories for it. But otherwise, Genlock is a really cool futuristic animated series that Rooster Teeth does. It takes place with a culture war going on, and the main characters are young men and women who have the ability to put their minds into giant mech robots. Classic awesome fighting thing that you would expect with most animes. The really cool thing I can tell you, aside from this being an awesome series that has a lot of heat behind it and really being big upward with the Ruby release that came out this week, is that the writers Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly will be in here signing on the, I believe, 19th of November. It is going to be that Saturday right after release. I'm super hyped. This is going to be a huge book. I am really excited that we're going to have those creators because they're some of the funnest guys in comics. These guys are just so hilarious and they just play off one each other so quickly. I cannot wait to see how they're doing this. So Genlock, get your orders in now. Some great variants available.
Green Lantern, Black Stars. This is going to be a 3-part miniseries. It picks up after Green Lantern 12. In this series, there are no more Green Lanterns, or they at least can't be found. There are no Rings of Power. And it answers the question of just exactly who are the Black Stars. So
nice to see the Black Stars come back after like 30 years since we last saw them.
So it should be an interesting one. It looks very intriguing, especially leading out of the previous issue, Green Lantern 12. So eager to see what happens going forward.
Yeah, and written by Grant Morrison. So you Grant Morrison fans, no reason not to go after it. Super excited. I mean, I'm sure all of you guys better have read Batman Superman 2. If you haven't, come and get a copy. But Batman Superman 2 revealed, Batman Superman 1 revealed that we now have an infected Shazam. So now Billy Batson, Shazam, is evil. And the first one-shot that we're going to get for the infected is focused on him. I'm super excited about this. It's a Year of the Villain tie-in. It's an infected tie-in. It ties into the Batman Who Laughs and therefore Metal. It ties into Batman Superman. This is like a key issue no matter what part of the DC universe you follow.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with a spin-off off spin-off off spin-off.
Yeah, but no, that one's good. The other big one, this one's a huge one that's been brewing for a while, Legion of Superheroes. Legion of Superheroes finally is back in this new era. I mean, I would counter what Brian Michael Bendis has said online. I feel that they have been acknowledged in the New 52 and in the Rebirth era, but just unfortunately lightly on the peripheral. Now we finally get a brand new superhero series for them, Legion of Superheroes #1. We're going to do a special deal where if you pre-order, we're going to give you access to getting a free Legionnaire ring. You can also buy Legionnaire rings. We'll definitely keep those stocked because, you know, who wouldn't want a flight ring that allows you the ability of flight, a defense shield, and all sorts of other great things like translating any language. I can't guarantee the rings will do that, mind you.
They do have a cool decoder on it, though.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's never mind. Wrong movie.
Yeah. But no, Legionnaire superhero rings, they're going to look badass one way or another on your finger. So, yeah, get your pre-orders in for that. There's a couple different amazing covers on there. I'm really liking the cardstock
variants.
Yeah.
The really hysterical thing is the blank variant, they couldn't show the image.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. So, once again, if you go to previewsworld.com/finalordersdue, where you can see all of this information we're talking about, as well as all the covers, you can click on this and get details like, you know, synopsis of the story, the creative teams, etc. You'll get to see the great covers for Legion of Superheroes, everything except the blank cover that I imagine is going to be
It's a
white.
spoiler.
Yeah, but apparently that white cover is too revealing. Yeah, Ken, we will definitely get you down for Infected King Shazam. But yeah, so awesome stuff on that. I'm really looking forward to Legion of Superheroes, written by Brian Michael Bendis. Art by Ryan Sook. Has a great Jim Chung variant. Like, you know, it's gonna be good stuff.
Oh, Bendis has been talking that one up. Was it your page that he commented on about this upcoming year? Or I saw a reply to one of your comments somewhere.
It's very, very possible, yeah. So yeah, lots of fun DC stuff. Another big one going into the dark multiverse of, you know, Dark Knight's Metal, Batman, Superman, and Batman Who Laughs is we're going to get a Tales from the Dark Multiverse, which is an alternate universe where some key moment in the DC universe went wrong, and this one focuses on Blackest Night, one of my favorite Green Lantern stories ever, and it looks twisted. I am super excited about this. I think that it's going to be interesting to see how this could go wrong, and the man who's bringing it to us is Tim Seeley, a man known for doing dark horror stuff. So, yeah, I mean...
That looks really interesting. Sinestro
White Lantern Sinestro.
Well, he's not White Lantern, he's not Black Lantern anymore. He's trapped in between in this story.
Oh, yeah, the
so it'd be really interesting. I really like it when they go, you know, towards the horror side of these. I'm a big fan of horror, so I think this is going to be a good series to read.
Yeah. And we get Dove, Lobo, and Mr. Miracle in the book, too. I mean, along with the best Green Lantern ever, and I'm going to defend this to my grave, Sinestro.
And George, it's tropical fruits. He asked if we're drinking apple juice. Tropical fruit juice.
Tropical fruit juice. It's my favorite fruit juice. Yeah.
Locally grown.
Escondido. All right, so moving on. Dynamite has, of course, some releases. All these are things you're relatively familiar with. Red Sonja, Vengeance of Vampirella. We just had the #1 issue, so make sure you get your #2 issues ordered in right now. But the big, and especially with those books, you're going to want to choose specific covers. Because the covers, they're all beautiful, but which one is the most beautiful to you, or do you want all of them? We're happy to make that happen.
For Sonja or Vampirella?
For both of those. Oh, yeah.
Vampirella is the Perillo cover.
Oh, yeah, that Perillo cover is
down.
Amazing. Yeah, I like the Buzz cover. I'm not going to deny that one. But the big one we want to bring up there is Kiss Zombies. It's the band Kiss.
Zombies.
But zombies, yeah. So that one's a pretty straightforward one. It's got some great covers by some of the best people in zombie art. Arthur Suidam did the main cover. Stuart Sager, who is just an unbelievable colorist as well, did a stunning cover. Buscemi, and then there's, of course, the classic photo cover of the actual band Kiss. So, you know, it's Kiss, they're zombies, it's written by Ethan Sachs. What more you need to know? Moving down through IDW. IDW is all pretty straightforward things. You know, you guys know these series. I hope you have your orders in already. If not, you know, take a look over the list, see if there's anything you want to add. Image, similar boat, I feel. You know, Dead Eyes gets its second issue. Deadly Class.
Die's hitting issue #9.
Death or Glory finally is coming back. You know, that's long overdue. So, you know, if you forgot about that or didn't ever have it on your pull, you know, but bought the trade, now's the time to get the series on there.
Your favorite, Nomen Omen?
Nomen Omen was absolutely amazing.
Favorite?
Yeah, I love Nomen Omen. You know, 3 great covers on that, so definitely choose your cover choices. That was an awesome series. If you didn't grab #1, come in. I will sell you on it. It's awesome. Sonata.
I'm excited about the end of the story arc for Sonata there.
Yeah.
Issue 6 coming out, and I do believe Knowhere is going to be having Brian Haberlin back in the store signing again. So.
Yeah, Brian Haberlin will be in here actually a week from today. Yes, next Saturday we will have Brian Haberlin in here signing Sonata, signing Spawn 300. He's actually right now up at LA Comic Con doing some beautiful sketches on covers of Spawn 300. I saw if you check his Twitter or Facebook, you can see some of those beautiful sketches, and maybe if you're nice, you might talk him into doing a Spawn sketch for you, or a Sonata sketch, or better yet, this Wednesday he has a brand new series coming out, Marked. Marked is basically witches with tattoos. It is badass. It's fun. I mean, I wouldn't say it's all ages, but it definitely has got a great vibe for, younger female readers, just as much as it does for, adults and teens of any age or gender. It's a fun one. I'm super hyped about it. It comes out on Wednesday. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And then Brian Haberlin will be here signing it on Saturday, the writer and artist and co-creator.
And he's very interesting and very nice to talk to. I don't want to speak for how the setup's going to be, but last time he was here, he was doing sketches.
Yeah, he gave a sketch to everyone. I can't guarantee that he'll do that again, but man, he's such an awesome guy.
Yeah, he took a lot of time, individual time, with every single person that talked to him, and as a fan, that's really appreciated. I like that. That goes a long way.
Yeah. One of the nicest guys in comics.
Space Bandits hits issue number 5 to wrap up the series. That's going to be on Netflix, so might want to check that out before it becomes a show. Yeah. My favorite reprinting ever, Spawn 300, third printing.
Yes, it is that classic Amazing Spider-Man variant. Yet again. What is this, like the 20th time it's graced a Spawn cover?
I have a long box of just variants of the 300 covers.
Yeah, yeah, but this time green 300s. Yeah. Yes, the 300 is not in red; it's in green. But yeah, it's cool. So if you didn't get that parody cover of Spawn, and you really wanted it, or you want another one that's slightly different, get in your orders. Third printing of Spawn 300. I'm going to order a handful, but I need your opinion. If you want one, you tell me so I can guarantee you'll get it. I don't want it to sell out because the Spawn parody ones, there is no winning. We have sold out of the Spawn parody covers the last several times they've done it. They are always amazing. Someone's really, really getting angry about that. I think it's George. But yeah, you want it? We're going to get it for you. George, I imagine we're going to add that for your pull. You're a big Spider-Man fan, so why not grab the Spider-Man 300 homage in Spawn 300 third printing. And then, of course, 302's out.
Now, if I recall correctly, didn't they do an homage of the 300 for Spider-Man with the green print? That sounds it seems very familiar to me, but anyway.
I to be honest, I'll
just be adding it because it's,
If you know, please mention it in the comments. Cool. Make us look like idiots.
It looks very familiar to me, the green 300.
Yeah.
But the 302 I'm very excited for because the story moves forward, but that cover is badass, especially the Virgin cover. So I think who's doing the cover of that? Was it Capullo?
The Virgin cover of 302? That's Capullo, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, it's super cool.
Yeah, the giant gun. So moving on, we have Undiscovered Country. Now, this is the huge one. This could be the next Saga. And, I mean, as Saga number 1 goes for hundreds of dollars, it is one of the most beloved Image comic titles ever, upwards with Walking Dead. I want you all to pay close attention when I say this could be the big one. Pay attention to this. Come grab a copy. Get it pre-ordered. I'm going to go big. It's Scott Snyder and Charles Soule. It's Scott Snyder and Charles Soule co-writing this book. It is a tale where America has basically locked itself off from the rest of the world. No one knows what's happening there. Giant walls, communication dead zone. No one knows what's happening in America. Years go by and a disease is wrecking the human race. And suddenly America comes out and says, hey, we got the cure. Send a small envoy over and we'll talk about maybe how we'll share it with you. And people are excited because no one's seen what's happened in America in ages. But as they go in there, America is not remotely like what we once thought it was, or what we know it is, I guess, being here right now. But it is a strange and dark and twisted place. And it was all a trap to get these people in there. So this is a super exciting new series. I cannot wait. Charles Soule and Scott Snyder talked it up personally to us and a few other retailers at San Diego Comic-Con. I know Stacy wrote a great article about it, and if you talk to her, she'll go on and on about it. Wonderful customers like Vince Miller we've given a sneak preview to that you can get a chance to read. Have you got a chance to read?
I have not. I have heard you talk and Stacy talk. for months about this thing, at least since the Comic-Con.
Oh yeah,
because they did an Ash Can at Comic-Con, and I've been hearing about it forever. It's finally coming out. I finally get to read it. I'm definitely gonna have to check it out because I have not heard. Well, I've heard way too much about it without hearing enough. So I'm gonna pick it up, check it out. I have actually seen, and I don't want to mention other shops, but I've seen so many other shop variant covers, which I'm hoping are kind of spoilerish, because the artwork on it, and I'm guessing they have to be characters or some sort, really make it look like what they're talking about, what Matthias and Stacy have been mentioning, is really going to live up to that. So
yeah, I'm super excited about it. 2 amazing covers. The Jock cover looks absolutely brilliant. So I cannot wait. Undiscovered Country is going to be huge. Huge. Let me get this through. Let's just take a moment of silence. You need Undiscovered Country. It is going to be huge. Make sure you get your pre-orders in. Moving on, Marvel. I'm going to let Richard talk a little bit about his favorite Marvel ones on this one.
It's free.
So first up for Marvel is Absolute Carnage Weapon Plus. It's the crossover. The Weapon Plus program. This one is actually picking up several decades after the Sim Soldier program with Rex Strickland, when he was given the classified mission by Nick Fury. And if you haven't checked that out, you want to go digging through the back bins and back issue bins for that one. But this picks up again with the current Carnage rampage throughout the city, and this time it looks like Weapon H is involved. So very curious to check this one out. It looks like it's going to be an action-packed book. A lot of fun. I'm really enjoying the Absolute Carnage series and the tie-ins. And there is a variant on this one with a really cool Wolverine, kind of like zombified. So that'll be cool. Then we also have, before we move on, speaking of just Absolute Carnage, the Absolute Carnage Immortal Hulk. If you missed that, that's going to go into second print. And that's got that final image on the back page of the, and I mentioned this in the live stream before, is that final shot of Venom and the Hulk merged together is now the cover of it. So, Amazing Spider-Man number 33, 2099. Miguel O'Hara is for some reason back, not just back. We know why he's back, but he's returned to his normal life, or his original life. And we got to find out why somehow he's managed to come back. I believe in issue 32 is actually when that story arc picks up, or at least gets introduced. But this will be the first main story arc that's going to pick up with, and then tie in and cross over to the whole 2099 run that's going to be coming up, I believe, in December. So if you're looking to get into 2099, or if you were a kid of the 90s and you remember reading that, this will be the key, a key book to get, so you can get in on the story before it really gets going with its own series. And there's a couple of different really great covers for that one as well. Welcome back.
Coffee.
Where's mine?
Oh, did
you didn't even offer. Whatever. That's it. I'm out of here. Let's see. Daredevil hits issue number 13. I've been talking about that so much that you don't need to hear me talk any more about it. Moving down, Dr. Tomb hits issue number 2. Future Fights first. I'll let you take it from there.
I love the Future Fight stuff. If you aren't reading Agents of Atlas, you're just not reading Marvel right now. Agents of Atlas introduces a bunch of great new Asian characters out of the Future Fight video game, and also just gives us a wider world to remember that not every superhero happens to exist in New York City. Sorry, Marvel. But Future Fight is a popular online video game.
Sorry, Marvel. They're the ones that wrote it.
Yeah.
Or published it.
So, yeah. Agents of Atlas, has been really doing a great job making a super team of these great Asian characters. But now we're getting these wonderful one-shots that give us the origins and backgrounds on these characters. The one that we've all been waiting for has been Crescent and Io. You can't go wrong with this cute little girl and her giant ethereal bear that battle evil together. I mean, it's the cutest and most wonderful thing in the world. It is great for all ages. There's some amazing covers out there, including one by Ji Hyung Lee and Sana Takeda, one of the top artists in Japan, who's also the artist of Monstrous, the best-selling Image comic that won multiple Eisner Awards. So, yeah, that's exciting.
I agree, George, that Ji Hyung Lee is the one I'm going to be picking up. I do know that our mutual friend, a mutual friend of ours, actually, she wants that one as well. So
cool.
That's 3 orders right up
there.
front.
Yeah, we get the orders in right now, and everyone's guaranteed to get whatever they want.
And thank you, George, for looking that up. The Amazing Lady Death 666 was the one with the green homage.
There we go. Yep.
I knew I'd seen it.
Yeah. So that was Coffin Publishing that did that, though.
Yes.
All right.
I thought it was a Spider-Man. It's the same image, so how can you just get it blurred? Anyways, moving on.
Ghost Rider's getting a second printing for #1 is, I mean, we somehow have just been selling that like unbelievable. It shouldn't surprise you. It's amazing.
Great.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
It's
it is an amazing
Rider,
comic,
and
but
it's
yeah.
amazing.
So yeah, second printing variant, really cool one by Cooter. Just Ghost Rider just flaming right off the side with his motorcycle.
And this is how I appreciate it. Some of these FOCs, the issue 2 is being FOC'd before issue 1 comes out, and so you don't even know if you want issue 2 yet. This one, you're getting Ghost Rider second print the same week that Ghost Rider #2 comes out, so you don't have to miss a beat. You can get both, and just go issues 1 and 2. And I can guarantee that if you like Ghost Rider of old, you like Johnny Blaze, you'll like this story.
Yeah.
Issue 2, it doesn't look like we have to wait very long. Blaze and Ketch have that showdown that they teased at the end of issue 1.
I'm waiting to see this battle. I mean, like, a battle between Ghost Riders is cool one way or another. Battle between brothers, always an epic thing. Combine the two, and well, there's quite literally going to be hell to pay. That was a bad pun. Anyway.
Terrible. Immortal Hulk 26, you know what that is about, so just to be on alert that issue is coming up.
Yeah.
Don't miss it just because the big 25 is, the big issue, so.
Yeah. We have the Marvel new graphic novel box. I know you guys love those Marvel art boxes. If you're collecting comics, you need a short box to store them all in. Marvel has some great ones with artwork on it, and the new one that we're getting pre-orders in right now is the Annihilation sequence. So you get things like Silver Surfer, Nova, all those really cool space characters.
Beta Ray Bill on the other side.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. New Mutants.
New Mutants. We're done. All right,
Yeah.
moving on. No, New Mutants. This is going to be, I think, the second issue coming out of the House and Powers of X and 10 series.
Ed Brisson and Jonathan Hickman writing it.
Hickman's going to be writing the first 2, and then I think Brisson just takes it over from there. This is going to be all 6 of these new X titles are going to be key. That's all being headlined as the Dawn of X. So if you like the previous series, you're going to be wanting to pick up at least the first issue of each to see where they go from there. There's some amazing covers on this one, including that Art Germ variant.
I'm going to tell you, I'm buying every cover of New Mutants for myself. Like, just you guys are going to have to fend on your own. Get me your messages if you want them. But like, I'm buying every cover for myself. Magic looks stunning on this.
They're all great. The cover A is just like very classic New Mutants, but that Art Germ.
Yeah,
it's definitely not the one to miss. And then you get the
Bagley
Bagley
cover. Ooh.
Bagley Every Mutant Ever, which is going to be the connecting cover for all 6 issues.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's really, really wonderful that at the same time, if you guys are big New Mutants fans, you might remember Chris Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz had a New Mutants one-shot for the 80th anniversary of Marvel that came out a few weeks ago. Perfectly timed to come out with this. We're going to get a second printing on that New Mutants one with a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, so that'll be a fun one. If you need more New Mutants in your
awesome
life.
issues. It's a great one-shot. I wish Claremont would just come back and write a series ongoing, but if all we get are one-shots, then I'll take it.
Yeah. Big one coming up if you're a Spider-Man or Venom fan. Spider-Man and Venom Double Trouble. It's a Freaky Friday scenario where Spider-Man's mind trades in with Venom's body and vice versa. So you're going to have a big hulking Venomized Peter Parker and a rather small, fragile, neighborly, friendly Spider-Man, Eddie Brock. It'll be interesting.
Did the solicit say he's trading minds with Venom or Brock? Because the Venom symbiote is still on Brock's body, but which mind is going where?
I do believe it said Venom in a very bland way, so you might have to read it to find out. But
Yeah.
Mariko Tamaki doing that. She's been a really popular seller recently. Gurahiru, a really wonderful art studio of 2 amazing female artists out of Japan doing the interiors. I loved their stuff on Avatar: The Last Airbender, as well as the Power Pack stuff that they used to do, so that's really cool. And awesome covers. There's even an Arthur Adams 8-part connecting cover that connects with all the 2099 Spider-Man events that are coming out.
Oh, okay. I was going to say how 8 when it's only 4, but that makes sense.
Yeah. So that one's going to be cool. Yeah, it's going to make you buy something you weren't intending to buy. That's how Final Order Cutoff works. But yeah, it's cool stuff. And then the other big one that we have to talk about is another one spinning directly out of House of X and Powers of 10, X-Force.
X-Force. This is the one I've been personally waiting for as a child of the 90s or teenager of the 90s. I'm old. The X-Force was a big team back then. I've been in love with their series, with this team, ever since they first appeared in New Mutants 100. If you don't know who X-Force is, it's basically a militant faction, split-off faction from the X-Men.
Once led by Cable.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Not this time. This time it seems like there's two leaders, because basically the team is kind of two parts. It's like a Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You got the CIA brains of the operation, and then you just got the Spec Ops brawn of the operation. And
the intelligence side and the side that actually does the special ops missions.
Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting series. From what I've read on this, they're stating that each issue is going to almost be kind of like a standalone, which is going to be cool. To kind of break that down any further, the special ops side, you have, well, that's all on one side. Beast, Jean Grey, and Sage on one side, and Kid Omega and Domino on the other.
With Wolverine, don't forget Wolverine leading the special ops side.
That's the curious thing is, where's Wolverine and Colossus going to stand on that? And there's, is that Doctor Strange? I don't know who the heck that is.
Wolverine's outright on the special ops side.
My bad. Anyways, it's going to be a great series. I can't wait. It's been a long time since we've had a good X-Force story arc going. Probably since, what was the last good one? Uncanny?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, not to, like Ed Brisson, I think did a cool one with his Cable run, but it wasn't an X-Force book. I think the last really good X-Force book was Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force. That was just brilliant, and I'm super hyped about this. Ben Percy's going to be doing it. He's the guy who brought us Green Arrow in the Rebirth era, and I thought he made a story that was far too powerful for Green Arrow, but it was a badass story with a badass villain, and that seems like exactly what we need for X-Force. So I'm hyped. I think Ben Percy's the man to have this.
Yeah. I really like that Jean Grey's got her old original costume back.
Yeah, and I mean, there's some cool covers on that one. Once again, I think that the Russell Dodderman Young Guns cover looks really amazing. So once again, if you have specific covers, if you want to see what we're seeing, it's previewsworld.com/final orders due. You can see everything. You can see the specific covers. Tell us which ones you want. Once again, I think that Russell Dodderman X-Force cover looks amazing,
Now, just since we're on the topic of actually checking the site and everything like that, how would you like, what's the easiest and best way to do that? Because they do have on Previews World an order code.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to give us the order code. I would never say no. The order code makes my life a lot easier, but it's just as easy to look it up. If you say, I want X-Force #1 Dodderman Young Guns cover, or you give me, I want this order code, I can get it taken care of. If you say, I want I'm going to use an example somebody did a while back. I want the Powers of 10 #6 cover with Wolverine on it. I'll figure it out. As long as you give me enough details to figure it out, we'll get it taken care of. I just appreciate you guys reaching out to us. And worst case scenario, I'll contact you if for some reason I'm having any trouble understanding it, just so we can make sure you get what you want.
And just so you know, that order code is in the orange font right above the artist's name and the writer's name. So,
yeah. Or the blue font if you're on the main page.
True.
Yeah, other big one, Yondu. Yondu's getting his own new miniseries. It's going to be a 5-issue miniseries, and it is not the Yondu of the old Guardians of the Galaxy that you guys might remember if you're a fan of the old 1980s, and before Guardians. This is unquestionably redneck Michael Rooker Guardians of the Galaxy movie Yondu, which I'm curious about. I don't know how to interpret. See how he gets brought in the Marvel Universe.
See how it's translated.
Yeah. 5-issue miniseries that starts up in 3 weeks, so get your orders in if you want it. For those of you guys who like your mature comic covers, Zombie Tramp, Vamp Blade, Dollface, they're all really popular books that spun out of the works of Dan Mendoza over at Action Labs Danger Zone, and we're about to get a 4th new bad female, Amalgama. You say it.
That's right.
Yeah, Amalgama.
Amalgama.
Yeah, Amalgama the Space Zombie. It's going to be another book with a lot of very mature covers and mature content, kind of tongue-in-cheek comedy. If you want it, get your orders in. Issue #1 comes out this Wednesday. Issue #2 has a bevy of top-heavy covers that are both revealing and outright revealed risque pieces. So if you want, give us a heads up if you want us to order specific ones for you. What else do we got? Grim Fairy Tales doing a great holiday special.
If you like those covers, yeah.
If you're a fan of J. Scott Campbell, no, J. Scott Campbell is not doing a cover, but Green is doing a cover that looks so J. Scott Campbell, it's unbelievable. I mean, it is.
It made me do a
cover.
double take. I thought it was J. Scott Campbell. I had to open it and see.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other great sexy covers. It's Grim Fairy Tales. It's adult horror, sexy version of those classic concepts. So that'll be good.
There's Vault Heist: How to Steal a Planet.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Paul Tobin is a great writer and friend. He's done some amazing books in the past. Everything from Plants vs. Zombies to The Cat Did It to Bandette with his wonderful light Colleen Coover. Yeah, I mean he's a great writer, and I'm super hyped because this one, the idea is it is a planet of the worst scum and villainy out there. I mean, it makes Tatooine look safe, but the planet's literally called Heist. It's that bad, and the government's trying to figure out what to do with it. Where our protagonist discovers exactly what to do with it.
You steal it.
You steal the planet Heist. Yeah, I mean it is going to be Ocean's 11 in space with just the Suicide Squad of bad guys doing it. I think it'll be amusing. Great homage cover in there. I cannot tag what that homage is.
I know it though, but I can't think.
Yeah,
place the name.
it's just.
But
it's
Vault does
me.
killer books. And the homage is a great looking cover, but what actually drew my attention is the really 80s stylistic TV show B movie cover of cover A.
Yeah, it definitely screams that. The interior artwork I've had a chance to look at looks just like that too. It's.
I thought they were soliciting the VHS copy of a tape or something.
Yeah.
It's so great. What was that, like Ice Pirates?
Yeah, there you go. Actually, it does scream Ice Pirates. Yeah, hey, Ice Pirates was a great movie. But yeah, so take a look at that one. I think that one's gonna be good. Get your orders in. I mean, I know that Richard here is really hyped about Mr. Beaver from Action Labs Danger Zone. But
I'd be more excited if it was like a Teenage Mutant version of them. But I collect all those.
But Rick and Morty's getting a wonderful one-shot based on Unity, the small one-episode joke that they put out. But I'm sure that'll be huge. And
That's about it.
That's about it. That wraps up the big notable comics that we need to tell you about for the final orders that are due this Monday, October 14th by 8 p.m. Thank you all for watching. If you guys, once again, want to double-check the list, see if there's anything else, there's obviously a lot of books we didn't get a chance to talk about. You can find that on previewsworld.com/finalordersdue. If you check George Sangster's comments in the comments down below, you can just click the link and get right there. All that info is there, and then just give us a call, comment, shoot us a message on here on Facebook or anywhere else that connects to us. We'll get your orders in, and in 3 weeks, you'll have your comics.
Yep. I think George wants one of everything based on his comments. So.
All right, we'll be going through that list and getting it all. All right, thank you, George. You're a great supporter of this shop, buying every single comic. And what does it look like? 10 copies of each?
It looks at least like 10 copies of each cover.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Got it.
Thank you guys all for watching. Have a nice one. We'll be back on Wednesday with the live stream of new comics that come out, as well as next weekend with, aside from doing the new Final Order Cutoff, we'll have Brian Haberlin here signing. So thank you all for watching, guys. Have a nice one.